Brother Joseph is back at it once again with another video. I sounded like every other YouTuber there. Gentlemen, let me know. Are you enjoying the new video format? I feel lately, in the last year or so, there has been an explosion of different masculinity, semen retention, self-improvement account, where they just get a load of B-roll, right? Loads of stock footage, put it all on screen, right? Put a voiceover over the top, which has been copy and pasted like an AI voiceover, and they just chuck these shit out again and again and again. And it's getting a bit same to me. This is the AI world we live in, man, and it's only going to get more and more and more. So you have to let me know if you appreciate the content here, if you value a little bit of human touch, a little bit of brotherly touch here. But I digress. I've got a phenomenal video that I wanted to share with you today regarding some of the secrets of semen retention and specifically timeline hacking. Very, very curious phrase. Now, I am on the SR Reddit here, and this particular gentleman, Soul Kiddo, let's zoom this up actually, it's nice and Soul Kiddo has asked, what are some of the secrets you've discovered during this practice? This isn't off curiosity alone. I genuinely would like to know what some of you have learned and discovered through this period of sexual energy mastery, celibacy, abstinence, not touching your dick. But of course, it's a lot more spiritual, it's a lot more nuanced than that. And the first comment by Psychic Sage was such a phenomenal comment that I thought I would share with you. Of course, all credit to the Psychic Sage here, but it clearly, in my opinion, explains the reality and the reaction and the rationalization for a lot of the benefits that a lot of you guys are experiencing. So porn is being used to harvest your life force energy. This you know, because this entire world at the highest level is being controlled by energetic vampires. Now, before you go away and call it bullshit, let's just give a Psychic Sage our attention here. What I'm about to share might shock you, but it is 100% true. One of the many dangers of porn is the idea of timeline hacking. So essentially, the idea of timeline means based on your vibrational frequency that you are in, you are creating a reality based on that frequency. Now, a good way to understand this is from Dawkins's energy consciousness scale. And I'll quickly get this up actually. So we'll come back here, see if we can get this nice and big on the screen. So this is David Hawkins' consciousness scale. If you haven't read Letting Go, Force versus Power versus Force, this is a phenomenal foundational piece of knowledge that you have to understand as a man living in the world today. You have to understand this shit. This is the language of the body. And essentially our friend is saying here that predicated on the vibration that you are oscillating at, your reality, your timeline mimics that vibration, that oscillation. So I'll relay back to this in just a moment. So let's just get back to our friend here. So the vibrational frequency is putting you onto a timeline. And all a timeline means is the sequence of events that will happen for the rest of your life. A movie has a timeline of events that occur one after the other until the movie ends, as an example, right? So the higher your vibrational frequency, the higher timeline you are on and the better your life is. Which is why semen retention is so powerful, because retention of semen raises your vibration, which then leads you onto being on a higher timeline. So the idea is here, look, what is the emotion that you experience once you watch a lot of pornography and masturbate, right? It's typically these ones. It's typically shame, it's typically guilt, it's typically apathy. Maybe fear that you can't ever find a woman to love you, right? These are all very, very low emotions. And as I said before, I don't believe hell is a physical place. I believe it is a mental place. It is a mental place. You can be on hell on earth once you're experiencing a lot of these lower negative emotions. These are demons. These are the energy vampires here that are lowering your vibration. Once you're oscillating in this kind of vibration, your timeline is a timeline of hell, is a timeline of lower ego self, is a timeline of victim abuser consciousness, right? You're oscillating so low that everything is going against you in life. Your long-term girlfriend's breaking up with you. You're not getting that promotion at work and somebody else is getting it instead of you. And you feel like you're this victim. You're this victim. So let's continue here. To understand the concept of parallel timelines, think television. A television has channels all simultaneously existing that are separated through frequency bands. So you can change up channels, you can change down channels, which are consistent with Dawkinson's consciousness scale here. All channels exist simultaneously. So this is the main point here, right? Is that whilst you're in guilt, apathy, shame, grief, whilst you're in this victim abuser consciousness, there is a channel, there is a frequency, there is a parallel universe of you existing where you are in courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, self-empowerment. There is another timeline above yours where you've just, relieved yourself to some of the adult materials, where he has been working on his business, where he has been socializing with his friends, where he has been on a date with a beautiful woman who he has the intention to make her his long-term girlfriend. And then there's one even higher than that, inner light, inner wisdom, inner love, oneness, presence, where perhaps he's meditating, where perhaps he's getting that promotion at work, where perhaps he's just closed a 10K deal, per month with a new client, right? And this is real. This is real. I mean, a lot of you guys may woo-woo, disassociate yourself with this idea of parallel realities, but given the nature of the infinite cosmos of the world, that the universe is infinite, the definition of infinite means that these realities exist out there, okay? So let's just conclude what our friend is saying here. When you watch and masturbate to porn, you are allowing a demonic force to hack into your energy field and put and input negative energetic information coming directly from the lower astral worlds. This negative information is then decoded by the quantum field, which then leads you to being on a lower vibrational timeline. This hack will lead you to co-creating a lower vibrational reality in the quantum field based on the negative information from what was implanted through masturbating to pornography. If you really get this, you won't ever want to watch pornography again. Phenomenal insight, phenomenal download into what will happen when you go on these longer streaks of retention. Other comments here, guys saying this is spot on, exactly how he feels, but couldn't put into words. Yeah, a lot of people celebrating and concurring the comment here. Overwhelming sense of the old becoming new again and knowing a version of yourself that you lost. Think about that. You're losing a version of yourself that you've lost a version of yourself that exists in reality when you allow yourself to become identified with this victim abuser consciousness perspective. It really is amazing. And the phrase that has come to mind when I think about this is that many people who live in this timeline here are the individuals who refuse to accept that this is a problem, right? So Jung once said that the unconsciousness will rule the direction of your life and you will call it fate. Say that again. Until you make the unconscious conscious, until you look in the places where you don't want to look for your problems, those problems will rule and ruin your life. Let you live here. You will say, oh, it's just the fate of my life, and that's how you will live or not live and die. So until you shine the light in this, until you shine the light in hell, hell will rule your life. These energetic vampires, they will rule your life. These demons, they will rule your life. So you need to shine. You need to shine your light in hell. It's ugly to look in hell. It's horrible. I had to look in hell. And many, many days where I still have to look in hell. But it's in the form of fear, grief, maybe pride as well. I have to shine the light in there and look transparently at myself and go, this is ugly shit to look at, right? Back in 2018, 2019, I didn't want to look there. Every single time I came across NoFap, semen retention, I would laugh to myself and say, this is ridiculous. Because I was scared, because I was afraid, because I was in fear. I didn't want to look in hell. But once I start looking in hell, it's like, right, I realized these are the demons, this is the devil, this is the shit that's ruining everything. And until you do that, you won't you won't get to courage. Courage is the turning point. You can see here the turning point from the yellow to green. That's the turning point to the fourth dimension, to neutrality, willingness, acceptance. And then you can start to level up frequencies. You start to switch up the channels and you start embodying your higher self. Like, these are your higher selves here. Absolute self, universal self, galactic self, higher self. This is paradise, new humanity consciousness. This is where we're trying to reach, guys.